Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Takeover Racing League Season 7 for round number 2 of the Championship. Welcome to the Canadian Grand Prix here from the fantastic circuit, Gilles Villeneuve. Now, we're back with this league on Thursdays now for the foreseeable future. We had a brief break after the opening round in Barcelona a couple of weeks ago. Of course, Michael Dale winning that race. Not here as of right now, we'll be joining qualifying hopefully later on in the evening. So looking forward to seeing him try and defend the championship lead. Of course, our brand new point system in effect for this championship. The top 15 all scoring points. So going for the MotoGP style point system. So as of right now, Michael Dale leads the Drivers' Championship, 25 points to his name. And Snipe Hunter, otherwise known as Ratio in second, Ratio for tonight in the on the timing screens. There is AlphaTauri number 8. Back there, 9 points back in second place. Reigning champion C110P fan in third. Jaden in fourth. Lani 5th. Darth Vader 6th. Legend 7th. And those are our 7-point scorers from Barcelona. So looking to try and add some more to that list tonight. And Aston Martin leading the Constructors' Championship as it stands. Looking to try and add to that lead if they can after the double podium last time out. Right, so we'll keep an eye now on Imri, who was the first car out onto the racetrack. And of course, not the best of races for Alfa Romeo last time out. No point score. Both of them out the race after the first 3 laps or so. So looking for an improvement tonight as a strong lineup. It's a very nice Imri helmet as he comes charging off the final corner towards the lines to begin his first flying laps. It was a very short run towards turn 1. Right curve into the first corner. Very tight there. Be careful not to go over the curb too much. Track limits could be an issue here for some drivers tonight. Good on the exit off of turn 2 and then heading down towards the first chicane. Very, very tight, very quick, very difficult to get right. I think that's 2019. Vettel and Hamilton going at it here. Vettel receiving a penalty at the end of that race line. Hamilton to go on and win it. Into the chicane, 2011. Jenson Button, Sebastian Vettel fighting here on the final lap. Button went on to win the race. And down the DRS straight we come here. There's 3 of them on the circuit in all. So a lot of overtaking opportunities here in Montreal. Into the next chicane. Nice and smooth, keeping it over the curbs, but keeping it on the curbs at that. So very, very close indeed. He comes towards the second sector split. 41.5. His second intermediate as we go through down at the hairpin. Go on to the longest straight on the circuit. This will be the main overtaking opportunity down to the final chicane where the Wall of Champions is waiting. DRS now deployed, sent it wide open and down the straight, looking to hit 200 miles an hour in gear 8. Most of his DRS being used down here as he goes into the final chicane. Very tricky to get this one right. He nails it to an absolute T there over the orange curbs and off the final corner. Imri's first time of the evening is a 1 minute 9.923. Very good time for the other racers to try and beat. So keep an eye out here and see just who else can have a shot at trying to beat that time. Here comes the returning denologist back after a few seasons. Of course, we've missed him dearly in the commentary box and on the racetrack as well. He goes P2, 1 minute 10.7. Tells me he's not expecting much from tonight, just wants to perhaps score some points if he can. Not bother too much about pace. So we'll see how he gets on his return to onto the racing in this league. Here comes Ratio off the last corner now, charging towards the line. His first time, 1 minute 10.5, so just narrowly in front as Fuzzy Fox in the other Mercedes joins the session to the Silver Arrows with a full lineup tonight, among several other teams to have on. QDXC off the last corner for Ferrari here has validated his first effort. So not the best of starts there. There's 10th Cannon making his return for Season 7 after missing the first race. After I'm told he overslept before the first race, so we can have a good laugh at that. But he's back now, making sure not to miss it as the attendance king that he is, and now making his way through on his outlap for his first timed run. And there is debutant No at the end of the first lap, 1 minute 11.4, and Arbin in 5th place just behind his teammate, 1 minute 11.6. Both of them crucially on medium tyres though, as Lemons, the Season 5 champion, goes second fastest. Alfa Romeo look out the front row right now, but no one's touching Imri as of yet. I saw Critical Skills that go 5th fastest, slots himself in between Dean and the 2 Haas cars. Oh, and there's C110P found off the last corner. The reigning champion spinning off, not sure if he's got wing damage or not. I think both sides of his wing are okay. We'll see if it has any effect on his opening couple of corners here. It looks like he's taking it nice and slow here. We've always seen what he does both in this league and other leagues in terms of tyre strategy and qualifying. Always goes for that medium tyre as his banker and pushes onto softs later on in the session. So we'll see where he lines up for the race today. Of course, the podium, 4th place finish last time out, 13 points to his name. So he sits in, as it stands, sits in 3rd place in the Drivers' Championship. Only 7 scorers from the last round due to the number of reserves in the first race. Let's see who else is about on the circuit here. As Williams of Michel, of course, performed quite well in the opening round before an unfortunate incident in the late stage of the race took him out of contention for points. Looking to try and bounce back tonight with a solid performance. So it's the 2 Alfa Romeos, the 2 Orion cars still on top here. Generally avoiding that Red Bull there. I believe that is the Red Bull of BJ. Yes, it is. And then Smoke and Cheese, 2-time champion on his outlap. Cheese had a few issues of his own in the opening round several weeks ago, but is back again looking to try and add a 3rd TORL championship to his cabinet. As he charges over the line here to start his first flying lap. Michel into the pit lane here. No lap set for him to start things off. As of right now, 9 cars have set their times. We're still waiting on 7 more of them, 5 of which are in the pits. 1 of whom is on a lap, and now that must be 2 of them as BJ charges over the line to start his flying run. So 11.5 minutes to go in the session. I must say this point as well. So unfortunately, if you couldn't tell, it's just me tonight. Unfortunately, once again, Dara unable to be with us, but looking forward to having him back in the commentary box as soon as we can. Hopefully that'll be next week for you guys over on the Takeover Racing League Twitch. Make sure to go follow that when you get the opportunity if you're not already. And Fuzzy Fox retired from the session here. What's brought that about? It looks like he was on his outlap and there's some kind of problem for him. Has he crashed the car, or is he? I mean, it looks the Mercedes is still going, so he may have just sort of done something to crash it on track, or the car's been pulled over by the AI, so no visible damage on it. So very confusing as to what happened. He might have disconnected potentially, but normally it doesn't retire you. 10th Cannon has the McLaren of legends all over him right now. These two looking to get the race underway right now. Oh, not the best of exits at all there for Cannon as he emerges out of the chicane. Keeps it under control. Make sure we definitely get a flying lap in that race. Imri improves on his pole time here. 1 minute 9.8 now. She's there in 4th. Dean running in 5th. QDXC, BJ, Critical Skills, C110 PFN, and No rounding out your top 10. Again, now in on just 4 cars, set lap times, all of whom are now on out laps. Evans Wardy towards the line to start his his next flying run. It's out lap there, so 1 minute 10.6. Which will be enough to slot him in 5th place. We'll keep an eye on him, see how he does on his first run. Makes his way towards the split in the first sector. 19.922. Good exit off onto the DRS straight. And now into the chicane. Oh, I'm going right across the circuit there. No idea what that was about, but he's invalidated his time. So would he have to wait again to go around? Perhaps unsatisfied with his lap. Bottom 3 also all on laps as well. 10th Cannon in the pit lane. Ratio coming to the end of his outlap, looking for his second run. 8.5 minutes left. Lemons on that lap now too. Of course, the two of the three champions on the grid tonight have history on this circuit, both of whom have won championships at this Grand Prix. Cheese back in Season 3 after a controversial collision with JT, which saw him finish the race with enough points to be confirmed as champion with a round to spare. And the same case for Lemons, who ended his 8-win season, Season 5, with 2 rounds to go, winning. I believe he may not have won this Grand Prix, I don't quite remember, but he definitely won the championship that day. And there was a lot of deliberation post-race that we had to stay on the stream for. to indeed confirm that he was the champion with 2 rounds to go, Bahrain and Brazil. Michel goes third, fastest here, 1 minute 10.5. Still no one else setting a 1 minute 9 yet. Emery is really on it. And here's the championship leader, Michael Dale, joining the session now. July 17 cars in the session. And there goes no third, fastest in the Haas. 1 minute 10.3. So it appears the Alphas still have a number of contenders to challenge with in this race tonight, to grapple with over the course of the evening. But in terms of 1 lap pace, they're still on top. Think back to the start of Season 6. We showed up to the opening race in Mexico. These two, driving the Mercedes, were a very, very strong lineup indeed. Didn't quite show up last season as much to do this season, as now Lemon's improving massively here, but he needs another 10th and a half in order to take pole over his teammate. Emery with a very nice blue and yellow helmet on the car. Over the line he goes for his next run. And he improved on the outlap there, so that could be scary. But Lemons needs a good exit here, and he gets one too. We'll see where he emerges, charging towards the line. It's going to be close. Just misses out. He took about half a tenth more out of the last sector. And he's just under a tenth behind his teammate. Second car's put in the 1 minute 9s. There is Cheese, P6, warming up his tyres. A bit of a wobble there at the last corner. Fan into P8 as it stands. Still don't see Michael on the leaderboards as it stands. Cheese, again, another wobble there out the chicane, but he's half a second up. That's a big improvement. But again, he needs about 2 more in order to put himself on pole. We'll keep an eye on this though, because this lap could be a big one. And there he is, the championship leader there in 15th place, appearing in the session for the first time. Cheese into the split. Oh, this could be big. He is almost 8 tenths up. This. Oh, he's got a bit deep though into the hairpin. Not sure how much time he's lost, but if he can get it back, that could be pole position for him. If failing that, a spot on the front row, if he can just about sandwich himself between those 2 Alfa Romeos. Here he comes now, charging towards the final chicane where the Wall of Champions is waiting. Of the final corner it comes now. Here comes the record champion towards the line to just miss out. Lost about half of his advantage there in that final sector, going too deep into the hairpin. It's cost him dearly here. What could have been provisional pole is P3 as it stands, but he's still got time to go for another lap. So keep an eye out for him at the moment. QDXC invalidating there in the Ferrari. Wardy also invalidating once again. He's not having much luck so far. Yellow flag 6-2, that's QDXC going slow. Letting Cheese go there. The Alpine driver no doubt be frustrated about making that mistake. That crucial mistake into the last sector. It's definitely cost him the top spot on the grid. But as I say, there's still a bit of time left for him to come back to the pits, bolt on a fresh set of soft if he's got one. He's got one he's willing to use. Into the pits he comes then, Wardy on another lap though. Good run for the first chicane here. We'll see what it looks like. 1 minute 19.954, which I believe was faster than this first sector we saw earlier on. Only just. Into the chicane he goes now. This time keeping it on well on the circuit. Again, wobbling just a bit. It's very similar to how Cheese did in certain parts of the racetrack. 42.5 is second sector. We'll see what this time looks like when it comes to the line. Oh, again, another slide out the corner on the exit. Using his ERS here. How much deploy will he have left? I think he should have enough deploy for the rest of the lap. He definitely will. And off into the pit lane he goes. So Wardy abandons the lap. And it's not looking good from here. It could be a dead last start without time being set for the AlphaTauri. While his teammate surges on. Only just improving on his previous effort. If he can get about another half tenth or so, he could put himself into P5. And Critical Skills crashing out the session. Oh, that's a nasty looking shunt there for the Alpine. He may have just lost it. Let's see if we can catch another angle over here. It's just despawned. Ratio goes P5 then, just in front of Michel, who's on that lap now. A minute and a half left to go here. And everyone who wants to cover one last lap, they've got to start making them out of the pit lane now. Michael Dale on the track for the first time, the championship leader, looking to add to that lead. Albon not on a lap here. If he was, Michael may have helmet massively. 10th cannon starts what will be his final lap. Already back on the racetrack too. Michael waiting here for some clean air. A bit of space to work with. Hasn't got a lot of time. We're within the final minute of qualifying here. 40 seconds to go. Imri's on another lap here. Looking to further increase his grip on pole position. Lemons might run out of time here. It's going to be very close for him. The AlphaTauri have ratio out the session. I think he's retired in the pit lane. Yellow flag there. Towards the line. Did Lemons get enough time? Yes, he does. Legends waiting. Oh, he's just missed out. And 10th cannon crossing the line too. P13 for him. QDXC next car over the line. P7 with no front wing on the car. Imri, 2 seconds now, he's invalidated. Right, so anyone around us has a chance here. Lemons is the 10th up out of the first sector. Albon charging off the last corner here towards the line. Has he improved? I don't think he has. He might have done here. He has, yes. P4. Fantastic qualifying for Haas, so they can hold on to it. There comes Dean towards the line, looking to improve. He does improve. P7. Fan of the line is invalidated. Next car through is BJ, also invalidating. And the Williams of Michel through to P3. Michael Dale towards the line. P3 for him. The third car set at 1 minute 9 in this session. Here comes Lemons off the last corner. Looking to swipe it at the death. He won't swipe it. He misses out by that much. Wardy finally gets a lap done. P10 for him. Look at the gap between a quarter of a tenth between the two Alfa Romeo drivers, and Imri, who's held pole position since he took it at the start of the session, will lead the field to turn 1. Fantastic qualifying session all round. Top 12 covered by less than a second there, so it's Imri on pole, Lemons alongside him going to turn 1, Michael 3rd, Michel 4th, Cheese in 5th, Albon 6th, No in 7th, the ratio 8th, Dinologist 9th, and Wardy rounds it on top 10, so a pair of veterans on the 5th row. QDXC, CO10P fan, Critical Skills, BJ, 10th Cannon, Legend, and Fuzzy Fox, the last qualifier. So we're back with you at 7:30 for the start of the Grand Prix. Hopefully there won't be any interruptions, so make sure to stick around. And for those of you who have got a moment, I have a poll on my YouTube channel right now, so if you guys could take a moment to check that out, it would be greatly appreciated. Back with you in a few minutes for the start. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the action. The second round of the Takeover Racing League Season 7, the Canadian Grand Prix here at the fantastic circuit Gilles Villeneuve. The cars are on the grid, getting ready for the start of what should be a very exciting second round. It's been a few weeks coming now after the opener in Barcelona. We are seconds away from the start of the race, and for the lights to go out for us to get underway. Make sure to leave your predictions for the race win down in the chat below. Just me for tonight, for those of you who have just joined us. Hopefully Darryl will be back with us as soon as possible. They're not around this week, so again, picking up the slack. So looking forward to it, and again, looking forward to having him back as soon as we can. Having two of us in the comments box once again. Just waiting now for those lights to come on for us to join the teams down the grid for the start of the race. Good luck to all the drivers on the grid for what should be 35 intense laps of competition. 15 drivers will walk away from this race with points. No formation lap, we're getting right to the action here. Here we go. The two Alfa Romeos in the front row. It's the Canadian Grand Prix, round number 2 of the championship. And it's lights out, foot to the floor, go, go, go. Off they go towards turn 1, even start between the two Alphas. There goes Imrie on the inside into turn 1. Lemons on his outside into that first corner. Michael behind them as they go through turns 1 and 2. The Alfa Romeo and the Aston Martin side by side. There goes Michel looking to take advantage. He's the line back there in 4th place. Imrie away very nicely indeed. Lemons and Michael still side by side. Into the chicane they go. Michael cedes and goes onto the grass a little bit there, but goes by the Alfa Romeo. 1-2 for the Alphas here. Alpine and Cheese closing on Michel, looking to try and make a move. Might go deep into the corner to shoot, thinks better of it. Stays in line. Yellow flag for the back here. Everything all clear, and we're back up to speed. Once again, BG at the back of the pack there. But Imrie leads 8 tenths from Lemons, Michael, and then Michel. So a great getaway then from Imrie as he came off the line and charged towards that first corner. He had Lemons on his outside, but he kept his calm into that first turn. And now Lemons has to keep his calm here to a diving Michael up the inside into the hairpin. They go for the first time on the exit. The Aston Martin looking to get in front, using his ERS. Has been a bit of a kerfuffle further back here, involving one of the Alpha Tauris. That's Ratio. It is Ratio who's fallen out of the points here. Or sorry, fallen out of the top 10. I got used to saying that. Lemons stays in front of Michael, who might go for it off the last corner if he gets enough for run. Imrie, the 1.2 second lead. He'll lead the first lap of the race. And Michael already with a 3-second time penalty. And that will not help his case in the slightest. The championship leader already in trouble here. And Michel with a BJ the 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So he might have picked up damage here. I think he has. Front wing change in the offing for the Red Bull. Waiting for that front wing to go on. Feels like an age in the pit lane, and he is away. But a long way back behind the pack now in P17. Imrie then leads by a second and a half now to Lemons. He's got his rear mirrors full of that Aston Martin, who want to try and clear him as quickly as he can, so he can start trying to work his way towards the leaders. Or the sole leader there, Imrie, still continues to pull away here. Lemons doing a great job at holding the cars up behind. Michael's looking to try and find an opening, and he might get one this time. He went for it in the hairpin last time. Will he go for it again? He has gone for it just. I think Lemons must have thought he was too far back, so left in the room, but Lemons gets the better exit as well. The Season 5 champion moving back into P2. Michael a lot closer this time, using his battery, as is Lemons, who's used a lot more of his. Michael on the outside, bit of contact there between the Alfa Romeo and the Aston Martin. Off the last corner they come here. Imrie leading by almost 2 seconds now as he start lap number 3. 1 minute 12.9 the fastest lap. There goes Cheese, looks to the inside of Michel into turn 1. Thinks better of it, waits in line. DRS deployed now. This is where things get a bit more entertaining. Further back, have a look at your position change so far. The biggest gainer has been Critical Skills, who's gained 3 places. It's all stable between the top 7 as it stands. And Ratio has lost 4 here. Plus BJ, of course, has lost 3, so not helpful for him. Dean with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's 2 track limit penalties so far in the opening couple of laps. Yellow flag for the back. And that is C110P fan, the reigning champion, spinning off of the chicane here. Has he got damage? I'm not quite sure if he's got damage. We'll have a look here when he gets himself turned around and back going again. And away he goes there. He might have just gone away with it here. Michael go for it again. This time not close to Blood Lemons, defends the inside into the hairpin. Very smart indeed. Michel might try and go for a move if Cheese and go for one first, but a poor exit from the record champion. You have the help of the DRS and ERS as well. Michael this time charging on the outside. The bit of boost of the rear wing is all he needed to get around him. And there goes Cheese to the inside of Michel into the final corner. The Williams driver seeding here off the final turn. No, with a 3-second time penalty as well. It's 3 time penalty for track limits in the space of 3 laps. It's that last corner that's really costing drivers so far. Arbor note in Haskar. Good qualifying from them. Looking to try and build on that if they can. Quite easy for them to score points, of course. Only 2 drivers in this race will not walk away with a point to their names. Critical Seals, 3-second time penalty for him now as well. Imrie away to a 2.3 second lead. And Michael needs work now on trying to clear the large DRS train behind him. It goes back to about 9th place it stands. Critical Skills, the first car in the running order, aside from Imrie, to not have DRS. Yellow flag again. That's Fan around once again in the same corner. He's got to wait again for BJ to go around him. He gets it turned around there, nice and smooth. Recovers it. No passing Arbor now, who might find his rearview mirror full of Wardy as well on the outside. Goes the AlphaTauri. Looks to take 1 Haas. Looking to take 2 Haas cars now. They're side by side. It's close to contact. Wardy with a penalty here. And goes Dean, looking to make it 3 wide. He will make it 3 wide with the 2 Haas cars. I might go for Wardy as well. Very ambitious from Deanologist on his first race back, who goes side by side with Wardy into the corner. Oh, and there goes Noah off the circuit. Yellow flag here. Another car spinning off at the exit of a corner. Wardy stays in front of Dean, but very close fighting there between those 4 cars. Racer disconnecting here. Fuzzy Fox getting a penalty of his own here. Look at that. And found the penalty now for speeding in the pit lane too. A frustrating start to the race for the reigning series champion. Off into the pit lane here. Fresh front wing going on the car. And here's away. And perhaps under threat to go a lap down here as Imrie still leads by 3 seconds now. And Lemon's closing the gap once again on Michael. Cheese and then Michel not too far behind either, but Michel dropping back. Dean going on Wardy here into the last chicane. Not the best of exits. Wardy could try and take it back. No battery to help him though. Might have to stay in. Sorry, no battery and no front wing. No rear wing to help him. As I finally get the right words out. Imrie then in brilliant control of this Grand Prix so far. Just 5 laps into it, he's got a 3-second lead. Legends passing No here. 10th Cannon passing Fuzzy Fox. Those 2 going at it into turn 1. The Ferrari out on top over the Mercedes. BJ and Fan in worlds of their own right now. Fan and potentially under threat going a lap down as Cheese makes a move on Lemon's position. 2 former champions going at it for the 3rd spot. And now Cheese will work to chase down Michael as Arbor gets a 3-second penalty for the track limits. He's closing on Wardy here. Might go to the inside into the hairpin. Gone for it. And Wardy's giving him the space. Looking downstairs. Is Arbor off the corner? But Wardy stays in front narrowly. Crucially though, DRS for Arbor might try and come back at him down the next 2 straights. Wardy staying in front. Arbor not the best entry there. And loses time to critical skill to Arbor. Sorry, not to Arbor. A yellow flag for the back as Fuzzy Fox around. He's lost his front wing there. And BJ narrowly avoiding him. So Fuzzy Fox's, I think that's his, is that his first pit stop? His first pit stop, yes. Looks to be on the cards here. And he gets a 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane too. That's 3 cars have happened so far. Front wing change and medium tyres gone on the car. Imrie in complete control here. No one is catching him. No one seems capable of stopping him right now. But that increasing gap is sort of leveled out now. So he's not really gaining much. He's not really losing much either. Michael gaining 3/10. Perhaps he is losing something, but he may have Cheese threatening him off the last corner, so that could change in a matter of moments. Two-time champion not closing enough as Dean still running in sixth place, can tip another penalty. Almost three wide here. QDXC might go for it. Wardy into the pit lane. Arbon leads. Sorry, Critical Skills leads Arbon and QDXC. Contact between the Haas and the Ferrari. Solid battle here. Comes to an end and Critical Skills pulling away. Michael trying to close that gap. It's opening up a little bit here, and this time Cheese could sense an opportunity to pounce. He's closing rapidly here. He's already closed down half the gap. He's on the inside and into the last corner. And Michael seeds Cheese into second place. Now yellow flag sector 1. And that is Fuzzy Fox again losing his front wing. Virtual safety car is deployed. Emery's built a 4.3 second lead now. Cheese in second and a full safety car now. And Fuzzy Fox disqualified from the decision for blocking the pit lane. Well, I don't see how he's done that. He was on the grass, so I don't quite see how that works. Again, F123 being F123, and Wardy with a drive-through now for speeding under the safety car. He's just been caught out by the Delta there. Into the AlphaTauri box he comes. Number of changes happening here. Medium tyres and a front wing for Wardy. And I assume most of, if not all, the top 8 will be pitting on this lap after missing the pit entry before the safety car actually came out. So lap 9 here. One car out of the race. In comes Emery to the pit lane. Smoking Cheese following him through. Michael almost trying to fake it like he did in Spain a couple weeks ago. And Wardy with another drive through for speeding under the safety car. Emery is away nice and clean. Smoking Cheese has to wait a little bit there. Michael the other way. Michelle emerging behind the Aston Martin. So a bit of a standstill here. Dean and QDXC both staying out. As did Ratio as well to get some track position going. Sorry, I believe he hasn't actually connected back yet, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he's still disconnected. So the AI will not choose to pit. Especially since those mediums can go a lap or two longer. So Dean, for the first time in quite a while, I think since F1 2021, leads a Takeover Racing League Grand Prix, which is an enjoyable sight to see. Just waiting now for the pack to join back up so we can get back to racing again. I'm thinking lap 12 restart. Lap 11 here. 24 laps to go here in Canada. The safety car gets an opportunity for Wardy, BJ and Van to go to the back of the pack, but Wardy has to have those drive-throughs to serve. So he's in trouble here. There's your penalties so far. Dean with 6 seconds to his name, Michael with 3, Arben with 3, Critical Skills and No, and Legends all with 3. Wardy with the drive-throughs and Fan with 8 to his name, so not solid so far. So wait to see how Dean and QDXC handle the restart up front. We may go back to racing again in time here if these two catch back up. Which they might do, we never know. But we may have just one more lap. I'm thinking one more lap here. We go back to racing lap 13 here. And Fan back into the pit lane. Ratio in as well. Making a change to hard tyres. Now he's back in the session that he can make that change. Fan serving his penalty for speeding in the pit lane. 5 seconds there, and then medium tyres going on. Another set though, so he'll have to pit once more, if I'm not mistaken. He's made 2 stops. I can't remember what he started on. I'll have to have a look here at what tyre he started this race on. So Fan has made his compulsory pit stop, so technically doesn't have to pit anymore. But I think he will pit for perhaps a set of soft tyres at the end if you can make those mediums last as long as he can. So Imrie, the former race leader, we're looking to try and take the lead right back as quickly as he can, but have to be careful doing it. And here we go, safety car in this lap. Dean and QDXC, the 2 leaders, as we posting back to racing. Long straight leading into a tight chicane and another straight to the line. So when will Dean choose to make his move? Will he go before the chicane or after it? We're looking for a good exit past the wall of champions. He has control. Over on the right hand side of the track. And going for after the chicane here. Looking for a good exit. And he gets a good exit. Critical skills, time penalty. Imrie looking to get right to work. He's back on the way. Imrie to the inside into turn 1. It's a late move. It's a good move. Cheese is behind trying to take advantage. He might go 3 abreast. He will try and go 3 abreast. And there goes Michael on the outside. Oh, that's not good. Contact there between Cheese and Michael. Mitchell looking to get involved and almost loses the car but saves it. But opens up to Lemons on the inside there. Lemons almost goes straight on. Mitchell goes across. Makes contact with the former champion. Lemons with the penalty now. What a chain reaction that was. Imrie into second. And now he's going to try and fight Dean for the lead. Cheese passing QDXC. Gets another penalty. Gets a penalty to his name. 3 seconds now. Imrie on the inside of Dean. Looks downstairs. Did try and switch back, but doesn't get enough for a run. Yellow flag, and that is QDXC around in the hairpin. The Ferrari slipping down into P12. Imrie takes the lead. Within a lap, he's back under control. Dean on 13 lap-old mediums, looking to stay with him here. QDXC around off the final corner. It's been a nightmare restart for the Ferrari driver. The first car to fall victim to the Wall of Champions as Wardy serves his drive-through. I need to one more after this as well. So I have to wait and see if it gets rid of both of them or just the one. Still one more to serve. Lemon's passing Dean now. He's falling back here massively. What is going on? Does he have a puncture by any chance? I don't think he would. He may have let some cars go. Apologies for missing that. Legend to the penalty here to his name. 5 cars in the field right now without a penalty. 6, sorry. Imri, Michel, 10th Cannon, BJ, Ratio, and QDXC. All without penalties, so massively helping their case in. Michel, as it stands right now, sits in 2nd place in the running order. Needs to close in on the cars in front. Cheese closing the gap here. Sets the fastest up. As does Michaels. DRS gets redeployed. Could we see a race for the lead get underway now? Arbon with a penalty. Have a number of pit lane speeding penalties tonight. And drivers really getting on the wrong side of that pit limit. Arbon is in. Medium tyres going onto the car. And a front wing change as well, which explains the unscheduled stop. Wardy through now. And Arbon rejoins us behind QXC. Wardy serves both his drive-throughs now. 20 seconds behind the pack. They're banking on a safety car to get himself back into the action, but holds on to a points paying place. Arbon, as it stands, the only driver who will finish the race without a point. Cheese deploys ZRS. Emery going from side to side. They're trying to break the toe. It's not working. Cheese is there behind him, as is Michael. 3-car race for the lead of the last corner. What a train this could turn out to be. The top 3 pull away from Lemons and then Michel in 5th place. Cheese to the end, outside, sets the fastest lap and takes the race lead away. And Ratio's out of the race. Losing at the last corner. The safety car redeployed. Crashing the car into the Wall of Champions. And he's out of the race, confirming that every driver who finishes will now score a point in this Grand Prix. Wardy into the pit lane here. This will be his 3rd stop of the Grand Prix. I think not including the 2 drive-throughs. Hard tyres going on. So looks like Wardy's going to go to the end of the race on these tyres. Cheese took Imri before the safety car came out, so he now leads. Michael sits there in 3rd place. Lemons in 4th. Michel 5th. No 6th. Critical Skills 7th. Dean 8th. 10th Cannon 9th. And Legends rounds at your top 10. BJ, C110P fan, QDXC, Arbon and Wardy. Those are your guaranteed point scorers, provided they see that bit of black and white cloth at the end of the Grand Prix, known as the checkered flag. Cheese back in the pits here. Imri stays out. Michel gets a drive through for speeding under the safety car. The Delta's caught him out now too. Number of cars in. Cheese making a change to hard tyres. No also in. Medium tyres going on. Everyone's into the pit lane here. Hards and mediums. The tyres of choice. And fanning. What on earth happened there? Aston Martin double stacked. So, yeah, so majority of the field now on fresh mediums. Safer fan who's on slightly warm mediums. I believe those are the ones he did in qualifying. $15 cars now in the running then, and again it's the Alfa Romeos to lead, but neither one of them choosing to stop. So lap 17 here, nearing the halfway stage of this Canadian Grand Prix. Still a lot of racing to come. Cheese will be on fresh hards for the restart. He could be in a very good position to try and retake the lead. I dare say we could get a restart this lap, perhaps. See, no, they're in 4th place in the Haas car. Doing a fantastic job as it stands. It could be a slightly later call, but I think we should be able to get back underway again. In fact, it's definitely catch up in time for us to get back underway again. And there's the message from race control confirming it. Safety car in this lap. Will Imrie back up the field? With Sim 1 approach. Going off the last corner for Dean. We'll see what Imrie plans to do to keep his teammate and the record champion at bay. And both cars going for the final chicane here. Was this a plan for Alfa Romeo perhaps? Over the corner they go to a fantastic advantage. Imrie shoots away. Off with the lead, go back to green flag racing on lap number 19. Half the race still to come. Mitchell with a penalty now for multiple warnings. To go with that drive-through, we need to serve then, preferably in this lap. Legends passing 10th cannon for P8 before going back into line. Oh, BJ, a bit of a wobble off the corner. Fan with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He's got 6 seconds to his name right now. But he's still going. 4 cars left without penalties in this Grand Prix. 10th Cannon and BJ and QXC are the ones in brilliant positions in addition to Imrie. Despite the fact he's got his teammate breathing down his neck. Michael to the inside of Cheese. Michael seems to have a real appreciation for that hairpin. He's made several moves there today already. Particularly on the car in front of him, that's a Ryan Lemons. She's going to come back at him though. Nose moving around, darting from side to side, trying to break the toe for Dean. Michael there in 3rd place. Closing on the 2 leaders. Lemons closing on Imrie. Michael diving to the inside of Lemons into turn 1. No contact made. Very, very close though. Looking inside. There goes the championship leader to the inside. No one sees him. The chicane is going to be very, very tight. A bit of contact, but they get away with it nice and clean. Michael into 2nd. And now Lemons under pressure from Cheese. And there goes No up the inside. Brilliant fighting up front here for the top spots. Imrie unable to get away as much as he did before. He needs to, otherwise DRS will come into play and he will not be in a good place when it happens. Cheese looking now to try and take Lemons. Well, yeah, better luck than he did with Michael. There he goes to the inside. Keeps it in line. And here's Dean looking to try and join the fun too. 15 laps to go when they cross the line. QDXC passing Critical Skills to go side by side for hairpin. Critical Skills gets back in front. In front of him, BJ and then Legend in the best of the rest spotters. Cheese and Lemons go side by side. DRS now deployed. Cheese to the outside of Lemons. And now Michael challenging Imrie for the lead here. The medium tire Aston Martin pushing into the top spot as Cheese and Lemons still go side by side. The Aston Martin takes the lead. And there goes, no, there's contact and there goes Lemons. The Season 5 champion goes spinning off the circuit after contact with No, who was too opportunistic, I think. Went for it the last second. Off the corner, he was on the outside and just couldn't. Look, saw space, went for it. And Lemons has now paid the price for it. No down to P13. No doubt he'll be shouting his name in vain there. Michael now leads by 1 second over Imri, who's got DRS but about out of range in the moment. Cheese now all by himself. Dean looking to close on him. And all of a sudden, what was a very entertaining battle between 6 cars or so for positions has turned very, very sour indeed. DJ in 5th place now. Pulling away from Legends, who's now got critical skills on his outside. Alpine looking to try and score some good points here. Oh, contact! And there goes Legends off the circuit. And for the 3rd time today, this safety car comes back out. Made contact there with one of the Ferraris. Very, very unfortunate indeed. Michael swipes the lead from Imri. 3rd different leader going into a safety car period. So Legends then out of the Grand Prix after contact with the Alpine of critical skills. Looking at on my replay. Very, very unfortunate indeed. Now, this opens things up in terms of strategy, because the majority of cars are on medium tyres. They've done about half their life. The hard tyre runners can definitely stay out and make it to the end without too much trouble. But in terms of those medium tyre runners, do they choose to stay out? Because there's no way they can do another 13 laps on those tyres. We'll see what Michael chooses to do. Dean, the only car of the lead pack coming into the pit lane. That's the majority of cars going to stay out here. Which means we could get back to racing quite quickly. Both Haas cars are in. The double stacking, that won't be too good for No. Lemons coming in here. This safety car coming about the right time for him. But he gets a drive through here, and that might just put an end to his chances in this Grand Prix. Short of another safety car. I wouldn't say never to that. And he's out of the race. He's calling it there. For the 2nd race in a row, Lemons, his Grand Prix falling apart. Oh, no doubt he's frustrated. I believe you got the drive through there for again, another driver caught out through the speeding under the safety car rule. If I have a look here, just to confirm that when Lemons comes in. And yes, he was caught out ever so unfortunately by the Delta based on his speed entering the pit lane, because he was slowing up quite a lot. So the Delta ended when Lemons was making his entrance to the pit lane. Of course, he was slowing up rapidly for that in order to keep on to the limit. So another car out the race then. 13 left to go. Or 13, well, yeah, so 11 left to go in the race. Lemons rejoining the session here. Arbon, Fan and No all onto fresh sets of soft tyres. I dare say we can get back to racing quite quickly here. Michael then leads. Imri in 2nd place. Cheese in 3rd. Three drivers who have been on fire today, in terms of, or at least ones who are still in the running. Unfortunately, Lemons is out, given how much of a great race he's had today. Safety car in this up, and here we go. Again, another different leader. Emery, we're looking to try and get right on with this thing. Michael pulling away here. Good getaway. Back on the way here. 11 more laps to go here in Canada. Who will win this Grand Prix? It could be anyone. As of right now, Emery has the edge thanks to those 6 seconds of penalties Michael has. Emery in control, QDXC and 10th Cannon both in great situations right now. But need to keep in touching distance of the leaders in order to actually get a podium finish. Michael pulling away to a big lead here. He wants to try and establish 6 seconds before the time this race is over. He's got 10 laps to do it. There goes Cheese on the inside of Emery. Looking to make something happen here. And quick. Looking to the inside, into the hairpin, and again, fakes his way in, which stays out of line. Mitchell looks to the inside of Wardy here. And she's passing Emery now for second place, but Emery taking right back into line. And now look to the outside, ERS on deploy. Oh, bit of contact there. Critical skills, 3 seconds for track limits once again. He's going to go to the left. Gets cut off by BJ and now looks for second place into turn 1. BJ was dead last at the end of the first lap. He has brought his way forward. He's into second place now. And as it stands, could actually go, if he can build a lead over the rest of the pack, could actually win this Grand Prix somehow. If he was to build a 3-second gap to Emery and keep himself within 3 seconds of Michael, BJ could actually win this Grand Prix, so 3 is the magic number for the Red Bull here. Unless Emery gets a penalty behind him. Michael's pulled out 3.5 of the 6 seconds he needs. Cheese closing on Emery. Looks to the outside. May have tapped the wall slightly there. But into third place now. But Emery, crucially, as it stands, still in the lead in terms of final results. DRS redeployed. Arbon gets another penalty. No, dropping back. Sorry, QDXC dropping back. No and Dean side by side. Into turn 1. No on the inside. Now, Dean saw what happened to Lemons earlier, so might be wary. Not to avoid, or to avoid another incident like that going to the chicane. 10th Cannon with a penalty now. 2 cars left without one. And it appears, as it stands, that's what's going to win the day. Emery's 5.1 seconds back. As of right now, still on track to win. And she's to the inside of BJ on the exit. 2 league veterans going at it for second place here. And there goes Emery to the outside. 5.6 seconds to gap now, but the DRS comes to play here. Michael's in a world of his own, pulling away to a big lead here. Cheese looks to close the gap here on BJ, going into the last corner. Won't go for it. Gets really held up there. Emery can come back at him. Poor X for BJ. There goes Cheese to the outside. The inside for the little right curve will be the outside for turn 1. Up into second place he goes. And Dean with the penalty now. And here goes Emery into third place, but he's still side by side with BJ. Gets him in front into the chicane. As of right now, though, 6.1 seconds the gap. He doesn't have enough to win the race. He needs another tenth or two. He needs to get him back off. Oh, Wardy's around. Wardy drops to the bottom of the order there. P13 for him. And a spin from C110 Fan as well. And Fan disqualified for going the wrong way. Another car out of the race while his teammate heads to victory. Imrie now 6.5 seconds back. He needs to keep in touching distance of Cheese, otherwise his race is over and Michael will win this one. Looking to take his second win from 2. QDXC passing no here into the final corner. So, there's no end plate on that Ferrari. So no have to keep an eye on making this move. To the inside he goes. And Dean with a penalty. QDXC falling away. 12 seconds for Dean here. A ton of penalties in this race. Imrie needs to gain another second or so. 5.5 seconds to Cheese in second place. Imrie's hard tyres will no doubt start to fade here, as will Michael's mediums. He'd need a late safety car to really change things, and that will more or less end the race for a number of good cars in terms of battling for the win. If it's not already over with, Michael pulling away to a huge advantage here. If he goes to the end of the race on these tyres, he'll have done 18 laps on them overall, which is about half the race. BJ now trying to close the gap. Look to the inside of Imrie into turn 1. Goes over the curb there, but gets away with it. Critical skills. Looking to close, not making anything work just yet. Dean and No behind him there. No on those worn soft tyres. No doubt getting very antsy being stuck behind the pack there. Arbon and Michelle, the other soft tyre runners here, have made their changes. Perhaps banking on another safety car to get track position at the end of the race. They're quite way back here, about 30 seconds off the pace of the leader. Imrie only doing enough for second place right now. It'll be his first points of the season if he can close this one off. And Dean now passing or going side by side with critical skills and coming out on top. DRS deployed for the train. Critical skills to the tail of Dean. Back tail stays in line. BJ poor exit, yellow flag, and that is Noah round in the Haas off the last corner. Gets it going just in time for the AlphaTauri of Wardy to come through the last turn. Imrie 8.8 off the lead right now. And Michelle sets the fastest lap. All Michael has to do now is bring the car home nice and clean. He gets another penalty that could throw things into chaos once again. He's got to stay off the curbs, just keep things nice and gentle. He's got enough for lead to sacrifice a tenth or two in each corner. He doesn't have to push all out to go to the flag. Not to mention the warm medium tyres could be putting him in trouble. BJ passing Imrie, going 3 wide with Dean there. No DRS for Imrie. He's the odd man out here. Dean and BJ getting around the Alfa Romeo, the long-time race leader. All very close to contact between the pair of them. Imrie with no DRS helps him. Watches on helplessly as Dean might look to it into turn 1, but not too close to go for it. Not close enough, rather. Imrie will still take a second place finish from this, if my maths is still correct. Actually, he may lose out in the end to Cheese. He's almost 4 seconds back now. This battle is not helping his case at all. And Cheese starting to try and eat into Michael's lead a little bit. Those hard tyres still have a bit of biting left in them as it stands, as opposed to Michael's hards, which he's got to manage to the flag now. Cheese needs 4 seconds in order to win this race. Imrie will have ERS and DRS, but it's hard and not it right now. Dean to the outside. The 12-second penalty means chances are he will finish further down the order around 9th or 10th. But he's going for an on-track podium here. He's got 3 laps to hold on. Imrie now the time penalty. QDXC the only car on the track with that one. And now all of a sudden Imrie is racing these cars for a podium. Has to get back around BJ in these final 3 laps, which could be a tall order. And now Cheese with the penalty as well. And that more or less seals the race for Michael, who would now need another 2 or 3 penalties in the last 2.5 laps in order to lose this race. The battle is now evening out once again. QDXC doing a fantastic job right now. No end play on that Ferrari. 18 laps on medium tyres, and he's set to bring those things to the flag. And better yet, for him in P7, Arbon gets a time penalty there. 9 seconds for him. 2 laps to go for Michael now. 2 laps away from victory. Cheese in second place, Dean in third. And Imrie want to try and get that 4th place back on track so he can take the podium. And BJ with another penalty, and that makes Imrie's job a lot easier. And now he's got to keep it in range of BJ and bring it back home. But those hard tyres may have just done their job. Look, he's really struggling on those. How close he gets now to BJ. Trying to say to me, DRS, he might be able to go for it. On the DRS straight, this could be big. But keep an eye on critical skills just behind as well. He's got 9 seconds. Is not in contention for the podium, but could be a potential factor to weigh in into this battle for the podium on the final lap. And speaking of final lap, there goes Michael over the line to start the 35th lap and his last lap of this Canadian Grand Prix. Cheese in second. Dean's still there in third. Hasn't got enough for lead. Imrie close to BJ, but not close enough. He's going to go for it into turn 1. And Michael with a 3-second penalty here, but would need another one, perhaps even 2, in order for Cheese to win this race, which looks to be out of the question now. And Imrie's podium may have just slipped away from him. We'll get a better idea of the final order when the leaders cross the line. Dean on his return to this league, on course to bring home an on-track podium finish. As Imrie looks to the outside, isn't getting the run he needs. BJ stays in front. It's all going to come down to the last corner. Does Imrie go for it now? He's not close enough. He may have to throw it all into one final attack. Going into this final corner that Michael is arriving at now. He won in Barcelona. He's going to make it 2 on the trot to kick off his Season 7 campaign for Aston Martin. Michael Dale wins in Canada. And yellow flag, that's Imrie out the race. And Imrie has crashed. He's crashed on the straight on the final lap. Cheese home for second. Dean third on track, but BJ will nick the final spot on the podium. Sorry, no, QDXC finishes in third after no penalties, just proving what a clean race can do. QDXC on the podium for Ferrari, fantastic. BJ finishes in fourth for the end. Imrie, what happened to that final lap? We just missed it there. And again, Alfa Romeo collapsing as Aston Martin go on to win. Michael Dale on top in Canada. Makes it 2 wins from 2 to kick off Season 7. Man arrived late to qualifying, goes on to win it. And QDXC on the podium, having wing damage as well. And Cheese takes home 2nd place. What a fantastically enjoyable race that was. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I saw a number of you down there in the chat over the course of the whole stream. It's been an absolutely brilliant race. Let me know what you thought of it down in the chat. Let's see if we can get to speak to some of these guys after what has been, quite frankly, all fantastic performances as the celebrations begin. Lot of track limits penalties, number of drive-throughs. Celebrations begin then for Aston Martin, Alpine and Ferrari to look for your final results. Michael Dale then wins the race, 2nd goes to Cheats and 3rd place to QDXC. BJ in the end comes home in 4th place with Critical Skills finished in 5th. I'm not getting the results screen up on my screen for some reason, it's not loading, it's taking its time. I think we will have to end up without it here, which is annoying. And there it is, yep. So again, the game being stupid, not giving it to me. So a fantastic race then to cap off this stream, and we'll see if we can get the post-race interviews going here for, at the very least, the podium finishers. Hopefully we'll get the interviews going here after again what's quite practically quite, oh yeah, it was just quite a fantastic race all around. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. We'll see if we can get anyone in here later on, because I'd like to speak to just anyone about that one. I know to get Michael, unfortunately, and he's got to dash off, but congratulations to him on the win regardless. So I'll open things up to everyone. We'll see if anyone wants them in particular. So we'll give it a minute or two, and hopefully we'll get someone through. We've got QDXC here, who's just joined us. Mate, can you hear us?
Hello.
Well, congratulations on it, mate. That's your first podium in the league, is it not?
Yeah. Oh, that was close.
Definitely, very close indeed. And to be fair, I almost forgot you had no penalties in the end. So yeah, talk us through your race, because it was quite crazy in there.
Well, off the start, I messed up my brake bias. So for like half the race, I was like having collisions with people, and it was all a mess. And then like I got lucky with the safety car, and then after the last safety car, I got hit in the back, then went into the wall. And then I don't know, drove it to the end.
Obviously, you did that with wing damage as well. So when did you get the end plate damage on the car? Because we caught that over time.
Like six laps from the end, I just had a bit of understeer in the chicane. I hit the wall of champions.
Fair enough. But yeah, you still managed to drive it to the end. Was that much of a challenge for you, or did you just keep it under control?
Oh yeah. Oh, it was a challenge, but I was gaining on the group because they were battling, so it was quite a bit of help.
It definitely and having no penalties helped as well. In terms of those safety cars we experienced over the course of the race, did they mix the strategy for you in any way, or were you okay with that?
I didn't expect so many, so for like the first one, I just stayed out, and I didn't expect so many more after that. Obviously, I messed up on the first safety car restart.
But yeah, not a problem. Yeah, you still drove it to a decent finish overall. I'd definitely say you did there. In terms of last question, in terms of course the next race in the championship, the Qatar Grand Prix, which will be our first sprint of the season, are you looking forward to that?
Definitely, Sector 3 is like the best.
Yeah, I think I probably have to agree with you. Sector 3, we can take it flat. It's quite enjoyable, flat for the most part. But yeah, so congratulations on the podium there. Hopefully we'll see you back here in the near future. And yeah, look forward to next week.
Thank you.
No worries.
Have a good stream.
Thank you very much. And now we will come to a voice that I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting to hear again in these streams for quite a while. So one and only Deanologist, who had quite a fantastic return race. Dean, you there with us?
Hello.
Good to hear your wonderful voice again. Right, so welcome back to driving in a Takeover Racing League. You made it through the race, which is always a positive.
I didn't spin. That's my first thing. I didn't spin.
I can't make any jokes then, so we'll avoid this one going out of control.
I didn't spin. But I did get 15 seconds of time penalties.
That did happen, yes. We won't remind you of that.
I mean, I don't care. I went for it. You know, track limits. Still P3 on the road, so I'm saying I'm on the podium. Just saying.
Okay, we'll count you for that.
No, it was good. I mean, I know there was some questionable racing, but Canada's a tight circuit and walls all around you. It's going to cause a bit of chaos, really. But, from my perspective, I had a good race, fighting a load of people, good racing, but yeah, good overall.
Fair enough. One thing I did want to ask you, you were around when No collided with Lemons in the late stage of the race. Did you get a good eye of that, or were you in front of them at the time?
Well, I was right behind them at the time, but I don't quite know what happened. I think there was a bit of collision with Lemons and one other, then I don't really know. One got collected, and then I just made it through, so it was all a bit of a blur, to be honest. I've got a clip of it, so I'll see what happens later on.
Definitely have to keep an eye on that for the Stewards report as the week continues. But yeah, in terms, I'll ask you the same question I asked QDXC, that the safety cars, there's a number of them today. Did they change things for you? Did they change the complexity of the race?
Well, I mean, I thought I'd just stay out and see what happened, and you probably saw I got completely mugged off after a lap or two because my tyres were a bit cooked and everyone on the fresh tyres just overtook me, and eventually I just thought I'll let a few by and go. But then there was more safety cars and it just changed things up, and suddenly I ended up top 5, and I was like, okay, what's going on? But you know, it's a bit crazy. But I don't know why there were so many. I didn't think there were that many crashes, but maybe there were. I don't know.
Yeah, there were quite a few in the end. A couple of disqualifications as well, which just the game being the game. I did wonder why.
I saw penalties and all that. And I'm not. It was game being the game it is, you know. But here we are.
Yeah, I was wondering why you did lift off after the safety car restart. I wasn't sure if you had like a puncture or if you were just letting cars by. So good to know we got an answer there.
Yeah.
All right, so obviously, last question for you. Obviously, it's been quite a while since you've been on the racetrack. I think, due to other commitments outside of the league. But could this be the start of a couple more experiences this season? Could we be lucky in that respect?
Possibly. I've got the next few weeks. I should be able to be there. So I might be there for Qatar if there are some spaces, but we'll see.
And have you driven Qatar yet as a circuit? What do you think of it?
I mean, I have, but not very many laps. I mean, I haven't played this game a lot at all, but Qatar is a bloody awesome track. I don't know how it's going to be racing-wise, but time trial at least, it's mega. But we'll see. And it's the first sprint race I've ever done, so, well, if I do it anyway, but we'll see. Should be fun.
Definitely. I hope to see you again next week. Perhaps here in the comments box if things go wrong during the race. We won't count on that.
If it's a full grid, then I probably will. Anyway, but we'll see.
We'll see if Darrow's about as well. But has to get 3 people in the comments box. We have to wait and see there. But regardless,
if Darrow's there, then let him do it. He's much better than I am at commentating. So we'll do that.
Yeah, but we have you here for vibes and for memories back of years past. So
Yeah, definitely.
I've been here for a good time. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed that first race back. It was certainly a fun one. Kept you on your toes. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, cool. Cheers.
No worries, mate. You have a good evening. So there we have it. That was Denologist and QDXC, both of whom finishing on the podium in one way or another. I hope you guys enjoyed that stream. It was a thoroughly fantastic race. A lot of action going on over the course of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully next week we'll have Darren back with us. Whether I'll be here, I'm not so sure. So make sure to subscribe to the Takeover Racing League Twitch, which will most likely get streamed on there if it's not here. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and until the next race on this channel, I shall see you then. Have a good day, guys, and goodbye.